Best Practices in Teaching English is a series of teacher training segments dealing with 8 topics: classroom management, writing, reading, listening, presentation skills, practice, error correction, and supervision. Best practices in teaching English can be used for teacher and supervisor in-service training or by faculty in pre-service teacher education. Also, tapes can be used separately by student teachers, and supervisors for individual study and self-development. Accompanying the video series is a set of printed supplementary materials that describes the content and includes information on how to use the videotapes. Effective classroom management.
A novice teacher may think all she needs to teach well is a good book. Nothing could be further from the truth. What she really needs is to relate to the students as human beings. A good teacher is a good manager. To establish rapport, a positive relationship with the students, the teacher needs to relate to them as human beings. This can be done in a number of ways. One way is to use the students' names so that they are not just a crowd but a group of individuals. Another is by setting a relaxed atmosphere, being friendly and warm to them through smiling and caring for the students. This way they can take risks which is needed with learning languages. Another thing is to maintain eye contact with the students as a group and listen to them carefully. This way they feel the classroom is a warm, inviting environment. One last point is the teacher's use of body language. What I mean here is the teacher's use of mime and gestures in order to explain the meaning of a word or in giving instructions and checking them. At any cost, the teacher should avoid such mannerisms that are repeated every now and then. Things like saying okay, 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 or playing with the keys, or any such behavior that would distract the students from listening to the teacher and focusing on the lesson. By maximizing such rapport, the teacher can create an environment that's conducive to learning. Let's now see how Mr. Ashraf Mustafa manages his class effectively by using rapport and using a variety of groupings.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ashraf.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today you have something to talk about. Should be what this?
People.
Yeah, today we are going to talk about people. What do you know about people? What do you think we are going to describe people or talk about people? Yes, Nada?
Characteristics of people.
Characteristics of people. Thank you. Amira, what do you think when I say the word people?
Rich people.
Rich people. Down, thank you. So when we talk about people, we describe them with many different things. We can describe them from what this?
Hair color, style.
Hair color and style. Yeah. How do you think people style their hair? Sometimes you have the color, the hair.
Straight.
Yes, straight. Other times it would be.
Curly.
Yes. Then we can describe them from the character. Character. Some people are funny. Other people are serious. Yes. Also, we can describe them from the talk about
Nationality.
yes, nationality. What's your nationality?
Egyptian.
All of you are Egyptian? Yes. Also, we have
Shape. Face. Sin.
now. This is people, and we have 4 categories here. We have
Shape.
we have
Hair color
and style. We have character, and we have yes. This is good. Then I have some adjectives for you. What this?
Funny.
Yeah.
Straight.
Straight.
Egyptian. Fake. Sin.
Thin.
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 Yes. Great. Now, how many adjectives do we have here?
12.
And how many columns do we have?
4.
Right. I want you now, you are going to work alone. In 2 minutes, you are going to put these adjectives in the right columns here in your notebooks. You have 2 minutes to do that. So now start.
Notice how working individually gives students the time to do the work independently. It gives slow students the time to think without being dominated by faster students.
Pens down, please. Pens down. Now time's up. Yes. Have you finished?
Yes.
Oh, yes. It's okay. So we have 4 boxes and we have 12 characters. Have you written them in the right boxes? It's okay. Now you have 1 minute to work with the person sitting next to you, and you're going to check what you have written here with the person sitting next to you. Now start. Yes.
Students now check in pairs, which helps them learn from each other, cooperating and making the lesson learner-centered.
You all finished? Yes. Right. Now who can come out now to stick these cards to the right boxes here? Shaza? Yara?
By getting students to move from their seats to the board once in a while, Ashraf manages to save on class time. He thus gives the chance to outgoing students who like to show off.
Hela?
He allows them to move around to break the class boredom and monotony. Moreover, the answers here are anonymous, not belonging to any one student, so that blame or criticism cannot be directed against the student who made the mistake, thus encouraging learning without embarrassing any particular student.
Was right? Yes. Now, who can add 2 more words for nationality? Who can give me 2 more words for nationality? Yes, Nada? Spanish. So now please, in 1 minute, you are going to work with the person sitting next to you. You are going to work again to write down 2 more words for each box. What are you going to do now? 2 more words. Yes, now start. Well built. Now pens down. We can add 2 more words here. Just first for the shape, we have thin, slim, fat. We can add more words. Amira? Short. And what about the character? What words can we add for the character here? Alia?
Serious.
Serious. Thank you. For the nationality, what words can we add for the nationality? Radwa?
Indian.
Indian. We can have Indian. Yeah, thank you. So today when we are talking about people, we have some famous people who are popular in our society or in the world. You know them? Do you know any popular one or famous one? Yes, who's the famous one you know? Yes, Nada, you know?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. How can you describe him then?
He's a black guy.
Black guy.
Play basketball. Tall and fit.
Thank you, Nada. When we have some famous people, we can describe them using these things or these adjectives here. I have now some pictures for these people. Do you know them? Do you know this person?
Yes.
Who's that? Princess? Yeah, Princess Diana. Do you know this person? Yeah. Do you know this person? What does she do? What? Actress. Do you know this one? Why you are laughing? These are all famous people. You agree with this?
Yes.
They are all famous?
Yes.
Now, I'm thinking about one of these characters here, about one of these persons here. Who can ask me some questions to know who is the person I'm thinking about? Yes, Dunya. What is your question?
Is he man or woman?
Is he or is it?
Who is it?
Again, your question?
Is a man or woman?
Yeah, thank you. A man. He is a man. Is it a man or a woman? What else? You can ask me another question. Heidi, can you ask me a question?
What is his nationality?
What is?
His nationality.
He is Indian. Down, thank you. What's his nationality?
If the task is too complicated, instructions may be followed by the teacher modeling an example himself. Alternatively, he may work on an example with a few good students while guiding them.
What does he look like? He's very tall with long hair. So now we said that he's a man, he's Indian, and he's not a funny person, and he's very tall with long black hair. Do you know who's the person I'm thinking about? Yes, who's the person I'm thinking about? Hala? Amitabh Bachchan, you agree with her?
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes.
How did you know?
He's an Indian man.
Indian, thank you. What else? Yes, Rihan?
He's not funny.
He's not funny. Yes, Hadil?
He's tall with a long black hair.
He's tall and
With a long black hair.
long black hair. Thank you. Agree that he's Amitabh Bachchan. Now we are going to do the same as we did now. We are going to have a program. In this program, you are going to present one of the characters here on the picture on the blackboard. You are going to work in groups. In these groups, you are going to make questions and answers. You're going to write questions and answers. Throughout these questions and answers, you are going to describe one of these persons here. You have 10 minutes to do this, but take care that you are not going to write the name of the person. But why? Because other groups or the whole class is going to guess who is the character you are talking about. Okay?
Okay.
So, now, what are we going to write?
To ensure successful group work, Ashraf got all the students to listen before he started giving clear stepped instructions. He reinforced these by using gestures and mimes, as well as well-spread eye contact to get all the students' attention. Such instructions should be checked to make sure students know exactly what to do before they start.
In groups, you are going to have 4 cards. You are going to work in groups of 4. The first card will be for the manager. And the manager is the person in the group who is responsible for that no one is speaking Arabic and everyone is participating. Then another one will have the red card, the presenter. And the presenter is the person who is going to come out with one more to act the conversation. Then we have also the timekeeper with the yellow card is the person who is going to keep the time. Is the person who is going to keep the time. Also, you have the secretary. This is the person who is going to write down notes for the questions and answers. Right. So, what are we going to write now?
We've seen Ashraf giving role cards, including the roles of the secretary, presenter, manager, and timekeeper. Such roles help the teacher in monitoring and prevent discipline problems. In general, such roles enhance the team spirit of the group, and they make sure everybody cooperates while competing with the other teams.
The green cards will be for the manager, and the manager is responsible for no one will speak Arabic and everyone is participating. Now please, who has the green cards? Who has the green cards? Show me the green cards. Yes, the green cards. Show me the green cards. Yeah. What are you going to do here with the green cards? Yes, Basan?
To ensure that there is no one speaking Arabic and sure everyone in the group participates.
Yeah, you agree with her?
Yes.
Yeah, this is right. Then thank you. And the presenter, are you going to present what you're writing here? Are you going to do so? Yes, the presenter no. And what about the timekeeper? Who has the timekeeper? Yeah, what are you going to do here?
Once instructions have been checked, the teacher starts the task formally. After a moment of letting the students start working, the teacher goes around the class quickly, listening to different groups to make sure that everybody understands what they are doing.
Go ahead.
As for the students' noise, which is sometimes considered problematic, it should not be considered a problem at all. It indicates that the students are producing the target language. They are learning and interacting. To monitor effectively, the teacher should not interfere, but just be available to help and encourage the students silently by nodding and smiling every now and then. But he should help minimally, only if asked. Instead of correcting the students' errors now, the teacher can take notes of such errors in order to handle them later on.
No, are you a man or a woman? Yes, because you are talking about person. No. We are taking adjectives, not films. We are talking about, yes, we are talking about adjective. You choose. But I guess, Layla, I guess you can describe her better.
The teacher should monitor to check that all the students are working in English, encourage the shy ones, and control the talkative ones.
Now you have 1 minute to finish. It's time.
Special attention here should be given to students sitting at the back, as these usually have discipline problems. Some of them are too shy, some are working on something else. So these need some attention in order not to feel left out.
Can you describe her better? Pens down now, please. Pens down. Look at me. Have you all finished? Yes. Right. Now, so let's hear from this group. And we have Donia and Rihan. Come on. Look at each other.
Welcome everybody in our program. We have this day a very popular and lovely person with us. From our questions, you will guess this person and be with them. Welcome everybody in the studio that I see there, and they see me, and at home that I I don't see them by eye, but I see them by my heart. And I love you all, and I hope for you to know me. Thanks. And now we are with the first question. Are you a man or a woman? I am a woman. Okay. What is your nationality? I'm Egypt. I'm from Egypt. I'm Egyptian. Okay. Are you funny or not? No, I'm a trusty actress. Okay. Are you have films or series? Yes, I have many series and films. What do you look like? I am not tall, and I'm not thin or fat, and I have brown eyes and brown short hair, and I describe Egypt. Okay, thank you very much. And now, you will know this person?
Yeah, who knows this person? Do you know? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, do you know this person? Who this person is? Yes. Summer, do you know the person? Who's this person? She's talking about Fatin Hamama. Is it okay? You agree with her? How did you know Summer?
He had a short brown hair.
She
had a short brown hair. She has a brown eye.
Thank you. How did you know that? She's Fatin Hamama else. Yes, Mike?
She's short.
She's short. You agree with this? Thank you. Yes, Rana?
She has many films.
Many films. Thank you. Heba, how did you know that?
She's Egyptian.
She's Egyptian. Yes, that was great. And what about that group? Yes, Nada, come here. Who's the presenter? Yes.
Good morning, everybody, in our program. Now we are going to present our program as a puzzle.
Wait a minute,
And-
please. You all here?
Good morning, everybody, in our program. Now we are going to present our program as a puzzle, and we will bother you. And we hope to enjoy your time with us. Now we have a famous character today, and we are going to guess who is this person. Hi, Mrs. Famous Character. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody in the stadium.
Whoever is presenting may go to the front in order to overcome the problem of fixed desks. During feedback, the teacher makes sure that all the students are listening. If somebody is talking in a corner, the teacher can get their attention easily.
What is the kind of your job? My job is I am an actress. I am a movie star. Oh, a movie star. And what is your nationality? I am Egyptian woman. And what is the style of your personality? I am a tender woman. I am in my style, and in my clothes. I have a long hair, long brown hair. I have a white face, and I have brown eyes, small brown eyes, and I have a mini beautiful character. Okay, everybody. Now we thank you, our wonderful character. Thank you at all. Thank you, and I hope everybody to have my voice.
Thank you very much. Do you know who they are talking about? Yes, who's this person? Soha?
Feedback should be checked from peers before the teacher comments, which can be prompted by such questions as, do you agree?
Yes.
In this way, we maximize the involvement of all the students attending.
How did you know that she's Asar Hakim? How did you know, sir?
Brown hair.
Thank you. Long brown hair. What else? Amira? Brown eye. Thank you. If you are describing Asar Hakim, can you add more things or more details for this? Nada?
She's funny and always laughs.
She's funny. You agree with her that she laughs a lot? Can you add anything else, May? Nermeen?
Thin and tall.
Thin and tall. Thank you. Now, with another group, we have here Lubna and Noha. Can come out. Just easier like this. Yes.
Welcome Welcome all of you in our program in the studio. This day we will have a very important person and we will love her so much, and we welcome our people at home. Now we will ask her some questions and it will answer these questions. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Famous Carter. Could you tell us, are you a man or a woman?
I am a man and I am very famous.
Are you an actor?
I am a singer and I am actor.
What is your character?
Sometimes I am very funny and another times I am very serious.
What is your hair color?
My hair color is black.
What is your nationality?
I am a Lebanese.
What is your shape?
I am very thin.
What does you look like?
I am very tall.
At the end of our program, we thank you very, very much, and we hope to meet you again in the next week. And we thank all of you and our people at home. And I think that all of our people guess what is our Mrs. Famous character today.
You know the famous character? Stop here, stop. You can stay. Yes, who's this famous character? Yes, you know this? Yes, you can say.
No, I think Lebanese.
No, Lebanese. Yes. You are not Lebanese? No, she's talking about the Lebanese one. Yes. Yara? Magda Rumi. You agree with her that she's Magda Rumi? She said what? Man. No, she said a man, but Magda Rumi is a woman. And instead of this, everything is right? Yes. She's Lebanese. You agree with that? Yes. Thank you. How did you know that she's Magda Rumi else? Yes. Hind?
She is a singer.
Singer. Yes. Thank you. What else? Yes, Pastor?
She has long black hair and smooth hair.
Right. Thank you. What else?
She is tall and she has a red hair.
Thank you. Right. You agree that she's Magda Rumi? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. That's very much. I want you now for your assignment when you go home to write down a composition about your best friend. A composition about your best friend. You are going to write about his or her character, hairstyle, nationality, her shape, and everything. And this is for tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.
A great lesson. There's certainly a lot of rapport between Ashraf and the students, but I especially like the way he managed group work. In the traditional teacher-centered classroom, the teacher lectures a lot and the students participate minimally. There's a lot of teacher talking time, TTT, and very little student talking time, STT. In a learner-centered classroom, we hope the students can participate to the maximum. To maximize student interaction, we can use a variety of groupings. Such group and pair work has a number of advantages. One such advantage is that shy students speak out. They gain confidence from their peers and they start producing on their own before the spotlights are placed on them when they have to face the whole class. Another advantage, which is more important, is that half the class or a quarter of the class are participating at the same time, in contrast to only one student at a time. This is especially important in large classes, which we're all familiar with. Most importantly, when you use group work, students start learning from each other, which is the objective of most teaching. We have also seen how the teacher, Ashraf, managed the class through the different seating arrangements. These are very important when you have to do group work. We have seen different seating arrangements for frontal teaching, whole class tasks, individual work, pair work where the students sitting on the same desk work together, and group work where students work in fours, each two on a desk with those on the desk behind or the one beside. Let's now remember how he managed group work. He went through a number of steps. First, giving instructions, and then checking these instructions. Third, modeling. Fourth, grouping and assigning roles. Then he monitored and finally got feedback. By using different groupings, individual work, pair work, and group work, the teacher manages to vary the pace of the lesson and caters for individual differences. In this way, the teacher maximizes student production and involvement in the lesson. Such involvement is enhanced through the teacher's creation of rapport, through the friendly attitude and the use of body language effectively. In this way, we maximize student involvement and enjoyment of the lesson.
Some teachers may find some challenges when they are working in the classroom and applying some techniques like group work or pair work. One of these challenges is like how to find a space to move around the class to monitor their students and also to give them their advice. But I think to overcome this challenge is like to train yourself and adjust your body to move around the class and to see your students, make your eye, contain the whole class in front of you, and to see which group needs help and to go there. I was teaching today the skill of speaking. Students have to make a dialogue and or a conversation between two students to describe one of the characters they have. This lesson is from or related to Hello series, Hello 4 for second year preparatory, unit 22. Sometimes I keep eye contact on my students with them because I want them to feel that I'm looking at them all, so everyone can feel that he's as important as the others, and I want to have a warm friendship between me and them. Other times I neglect them, not to look at them, and this also for a specific person of mine that I don't want to put them under certain pressure, and I want them to act freely at that time and to be themselves, as I want to say. I used in this class some gestures, like, I did with my fingers. I said, you are going to work alone. And other times I said, you are going to work with the person sitting next to you. These gestures, like now, pens down here, I want my students to know what I want to say. Even if they didn't hear me, they look at my fingers and they are going to be accustomed to my directions and to do them after that easily. Relating to the pictures that I have on the blackboard, I didn't prepare them all of myself. Of course, I asked some students to prepare some of them, to cut them, and they collect some magazines and give me some of these pictures. So here, the responsibility is divided into aspects, the teacher and his students. I think this way, the teacher will not be exhausted or tired from doing something like this.